Hello everyone, Phoenix Knight here. Welcome to the channel, and welcome back to the 2001 season in Payoff Pitch Baseball. Tonight, block number 18 is taking us to Kaufmann Stadium in Kansas City, Missouri for a little interleague action tonight, as the Arizona Diamondbacks are playing the Kansas City Royals. This is our first look at the Royals on the board. We've had the Diamondbacks on the board twice already. So far on the replay, the Royals are actually contending in the American League Central Division. They're a game and a half back of the Chicago White Sox. The Royals are at 34-25. As for the Diamondbacks, they're having a very forgettable replay. They're 6 games under 500, 11 games back in the National League West at 27-33. They've got a lot of catching up to do. We'll see if they can get started tonight against a Royals team that's proven surprisingly competitive in this replay. But let's jump into the action as we're expecting a sellout here at Kaufmann Stadium. Starting pitcher for the Kansas City Royals tonight is Paul Bird. 6-6 with a 4.05 ERA. 93 and a third innings pitched, 110 hits, 11 homers, 22 walks, and 49 strikeouts with the Royals in 2001. Let's meet the starting lineup that he's got to keep in check for the Diamondbacks. Leading off, we've got Tony Womack at shortstop. Jay Bell is at second base. Luis Gonzalez is in left field. Mark Grace is at first base. Reggie Sanders is in right field. Erubio Durazo is the designated hitter. Steve Finley is in center field. Damian Miller's catching. And Craig Counsell is at third base. And that's the lineup Bird has to keep in check for the Royals here tonight. Leading off for the Diamondbacks is Tony Womack. Bird is a righty, 3 homers, 17 walks against left-handed pitching in 2001. We are using blue, white, and gold dice tonight. Royals are the home team in this one. Arizona trying to get out of the basement of the National League West. Royals trying to contend and pick up ground in a tight American League Central race. Bird will get the sign from Hector Ortiz. He will set, and only one team can achieve their goal tonight. The only way to find out which team that will be to go to the first pitch. So, Bird, take it away. We'll get started with a 7. That'll be a tough 33. And against a righty, Womack will have a base hit to lead this game off for the Diamondbacks. That'll put the infield at double play depth. Jay Bell, now the batter for the Diamondbacks. 10 homers, 47 walks against right-handed pitching in 2001. Womack, a jump of 5 against a hold of 7. Let's see if that's good for him to get the jump. Jump of 5, hold of 7. He would be a B2 to steal. That's not a good chance to steal, most likely. No, that's a normal chance. He's going to stay put. Bird will get the sign from Ortiz. He will set, and he will pitch. Oh, okay, we're going to re-roll that whole at bat because the dice ended up locked weird. 3 is going to be an in-play 88. That'll be grounded over to short. Picking that up will be Sanchez. We'll see if the Royals can turn the double play. That'll be a 7 or less on 2D6. Sanchez has got it. He'll throw that over to Fables at second. That'll get Womack. Fables will make the pivot over to McCarty at first. That'll be the relay's in time. That'll be a 6-4-3 double play. 2 outs in the inning. Stadium cheers. Yay! Luis Gonzalez, now the batter for the Diamondbacks. 42 homers, 54 walks against right-handed pitching in 2001. Bird will get the sign from Ortiz. He will set, and he will pitch. 6 is a patient 15, and Gonzalez will extend the inning with a 2-out walk. And here's Mark Grace with 2 outs. 13 homers, 44 walks against left-handed pitching in 2001. Bird getting the sign from Ortiz once again, and he will pitch. 7 is a tough 46, and that's going to be grounded right back to Bird. He'll take his time, Flip that over to McCarty at first. That will retire the side. A hit and a walk, but it goes for nothing because of thanks to a double play here in the top of the first. Score is Arizona 0, Kansas City coming to bat. Starting pitcher for the Arizona Diamondbacks, Hall of Famer, murderer of birds, not Paul Bird though, the big unit himself, Randy Johnson. 21-6 with a 2.49 ERA, 249 innings pitched, 181 walks, 19 homers, 181 hits, I should say, 19 homers, 71 walks, 372 strikeouts in 2001. To the point where we are going to be using the supplemental strikeout rules. But let's leave with a 50-61. Let's meet the lineup for the Royals tonight. Leading off. Whoa, easy does it. Carlos Fables at second base. Ray Sanchez is at shortstop. Carlos Beltran is in center field. Mike Sweeney is the designated hitter. Jermaine Dyes in right field. Joe Rand is at third base. Mark Quinn is in left field. Dave McCarty is at first base. And Hector Ortiz is catching. And that's the lineup Johnson is charged with keeping in check for the Royals tonight. Leading off for the Royals is Carlos Fables. 2 homers, 9 walks against left-handed pitching in 2001. Johnson, of course, is a lefty. Johnson will get the sign from Miller. He will set, and he will pitch. 4 is a patient 89. That's going to be way too high against a lefty. That'll be grounded over to short. Womack waiting for that one with no issue. He'll make the play over to first, and that will be out number 1. One out will bring Ray Sanchez up to the plate. No homers, 3 walks for the Royals against left-handed pitching in 2001. Johnson will get the sign from Miller. He will set, and he will pitch. 8 is a tough 41. Tough 41, that's actually going to be a pop fly ball on the infield. Getting under that at second base is going to be Bell. He will make the catch for out number 2. Johnson's supplemental strikeout range is 50-61. 41 didn't qualify. 2 outs in the inning, and the batter now is Carlos Beltran. 4 homers, 14 walks against left-handed pitching in 2001. Johnson looking at Miller for the sign. He will set, and he will pitch. 5 is a tough 16. That'll be a swing and a miss by Beltran. Strike 3. That will retire the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Royals here in the bottom of the first. No score in Kansas City after 1. A little Friday night baseball here on the channel for your viewing pleasure tonight. Top of the second and leading off for the Diamondbacks in the middle of their order is Reggie Sanders. 19 homers, 28 walks against right-handed pitching in 2001. Hopefully you guys are going to enjoy this game tonight. Bird looking in at Ortiz for the sign. He will set and he will pitch. 5 is going to be a tough 97. That'll be a fly ball into left field. Coming under that one for the Royals is Quinn. He's going to make the catch for out number 1. Sorry about that. Camera cut out midstream again. One out in the inning, Erubiel Durazo, now the batter. 12 homers, 24 walks against right-handed pitching in 2001. Bird will get the sign from Ortiz. He will set, and he will pitch. 8 is an in-play 18, and Durazo is going to have a base hit here for the Diamondbacks. Let's tab back into Digital Diamond. Infield set for double play with one out. Steve Finley, now the batter. 12 homers, 31 walks against right-handed pitching in 2001. Bird will get the sign from Ortiz. He will set, and he will pitch. 9 is an in-play 95. That'll be lifted into right field. Coming under that one is going to be Dye. He will make the catch for out number 2. Damian Miller, now the batter. 12 homers, 17 walks against right-handed pitching in 2001. Bird looking in at Ortiz for the sign. He will set, and he will pitch. 10 is an in-play 94. That'll be lifted into left field as well. Back for that one is going to be Quinn. He will make the catch, and that will retire the side. The one-out single by Durazo will go for nothing here in the top of the second. Still goose eggs in Kansas City as we head for the bottom of the second. Bottom of the second coming up, and we're looking at the middle of the Royals order. Mike Sweeney leading off for Kansas City. 6 homers, 13 walks against left-handed pitching in 2001. Johnson will get the sign from Miller, and he will pitch. 6 is a tough 73. That will be a fly ball into center field. Coming under that one is Finley. He'll make the catch for out number 1. Jermaine Dye, now the batter. Right now he's with Kansas City. He'll be traded later in the season. 1 homer, 11 walks against left-handed pitching in 2001. Johnson will get the sign from Miller. He will set, and he will pitch. 6 is another tough 3, and that's going to be an ugly swing on a nasty slider by Johnson. Strike 3, out number 2. Second strikeout of the night for Johnson. Joe Randa, now the batter. 2 homers, 9 walks against left-handed pitching in 2001. Johnson looking in at Miller for the sign, and he will pitch. 7 is a tough 70. That'll be a ground ball over to second base. Bell will get to that one without issue. He'll make the throw over to first, and that will retire the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Royals here in the bottom of the second. Still no score in Kansas City after 2. Top of the third coming up, and we're going to be back to the top of the Diamondbacks order shortly. Craig Counsell, now the batter for Arizona. 4 homers, 41 walks against right-handed pitching in 2001. Bird will get the sign from Ortiz. He will set, and he will pitch. 7 is a tough 7. That'll be a bad swing by Counsell, but that'll be strike 3 for out number 1. Womack, now the batter. Womack led the game off with a single and then was erased by a double play. Bird looking at Ortiz for the sign, and he will pitch. 5 is a tough 30, and that's going to be a base hit for Womack. He'll have his second hit of the night. That'll set the infield up for double play depth, and here's Bell. Bell hit into that double play that got rid of Womack. Bell, could he bunt here? No, I think they're going to let him swing away here. Bird will get the sign from Ortiz, and he will pitch. Snake Eyes is a defense check. Let's see who we're looking at. Range on the first baseman. First baseman of Kansas City is McCarty. His range is a C. 56, that's just barely going to be a hit. And that'll be a base hit past first base with 2-base advancement. Wow. So that'll put Womack at third, Bell at first. And the batter now is Gonzalez with a chance to do some damage. Gonzalez today, though, Gonzalez has a walk. The infield, how do you play this? The infield, Are you willing to, the question here for Kansas City is, are you willing to trade the first run of the game for 2 outs? And I think the answer is, yes, because a double play gets them out of the inning. So a double play gets them out of the inning. But yeah, I think they're going to try for double play here. Kansas City is going to gamble a little bit here. Fans here at Kaufmann Stadium are on their feet. Bird will get the sign from Ortiz, and he will pitch. 6 is a patient 22, and the bases are full of snakes, and now the infield will have to play in. That's the second walk of the day of the night for Gonzalez. Now that will force the infield in, and the batter here is Grace with no place to put Grace. Grace is 0 for 1, though. That will force the infield in. Very, very dangerous time here for the Royals. Bird will get the sign from Ortiz. Fans here at Kaufmann Stadium hoping for a big-time pitch. Bird will set, and he will pitch. 10 is an in-play 31, and against a righty, that is going to be a base hit, and that will give the Diamondbacks the early lead. Let's see, so Womack will score. Bell is going to move to... Actually, they're just going to move everybody up here. So that'll be a 1B8. But that will be enough for the Diamondbacks to draw first blood. 1-0 Arizona. Stadium groans. Ugh. And here's Sanders. Sanders flew up to left his first time up. The infield still playing in. Bird in a lot of trouble here. The infield still playing in. Bird will get the sign from Ortiz, and he will pitch. Snake Eyes is another defense check. Who are we looking at? Error on the catcher. Catcher is Ortiz. His error rating is a 3. And he's not going to make an error. That'll be popped up behind the plate. Ortiz going back for that one. He'll make that catch, and that'll be out number 2. Two outs in the inning. Durazo, now the batter. Durazo had a single his first time up. Fans here at Kaufmann Stadium hoping Bird can get the Royals out of trouble. Bird will get the sign from Ortiz, and he will pitch. 7 is a tough 26. Swing and a miss by Durazo, and the Diamondbacks are going to leave the bases loaded. 1 run on 3 hits and a walk, and Arizona now holding a 1-0 lead after heading into the bottom of the 3rd. Stadium sighs. Phew! Stadium is sighing there because that could have easily been a whole lot worse. And it probably should have been a whole lot worse. Bottom of the third brings us to the bottom of the Kansas City order. Mark Quinn now taking his first turn at the plate. 6 homers, 4 walks against left-handed pitching in 2001. Johnson now with a 1-0 lead to work with. He's got to protect this lead like it's fine china, though. Johnson, jeez, I cannot stop dropping dice tonight. Come here. Johnson will get the sign from Miller. He will set, and he will pitch. 5 is a tough 43. And against a lefty, Quinn's going to get into that one. He's going to have a leadoff double. Batter now is McCarty. McCarty tonight is David McCarty. 1 homer, 14 walks against left-handed pitching in 2001. I think they're going to have him... Are they going to have him lay down a bunt here? No, they're not. Not with Ortiz due up next, who's even worse against left-handed pitching. They're going to let McCarty swing. Johnson will get the sign from Miller, and he will pitch. 9 is a tough 5. That'll be an ugly swing by McCarty. Strike 3 for out number 1. Hector Ortiz, now the batter. No homers, 2 walks against left-handed pitching in 2001. And now I think Ortiz is going to lay down the bunt. So he's an A bunter. That'll be a good sacrifice right in front of the plate. Miller will only have 1 play. That'll go to first. 2 outs in the inning. Quinn will make third. Batter now is Fables. Fables is 0 for 1 tonight. Johnson trying to avoid a leadoff double coming to anything. Johnson will get the sign from Miller, and he will pitch. 10 is a ballpark check. 75 is in play for a righty. 60, I got to roll that again. 60. That is going to be an out, but because of the supplemental rule strikeout range, because he's making an out, but the roll of the D100 is a 60, that will be a swing and a miss for Fables. Johnson will get the strikeout, and most importantly, he will get out of the inning. The leadoff double comes to nothing for Kansas City. Still 1-0 Arizona after 3. Stadium groans. Ugh. Top of the 4th, and we're back to the bottom of the Diamondbacks order. Here's Finley. Finley tonight is 0 for 1. He flew out to right his first time up. Bird will get the sign from Ortiz. He will set, and he will pitch. 11 is a wheelhouse 65. That's going to be just a little bit too high. That's going to be a long fly ball into left field. Quinn will go back for that one, but he'll have room just before the track to haul that one in for out number 1. Stadium size. Phew! Here's Miller. Miller also flew out to left his first time up. Bird will get the sign from Ortiz once again, and he will pitch. 11 is another wheelhouse check. 64 is going to be a fly ball into right field this time. This time it'll be Dye getting under that one. He'll make the catch for out number 2. Counsell, now the batter. Counsell struck out his first time up. 1-0 Arizona, top of the 4th. Bird will get the sign from Ortiz, and he will pitch. 9 is an in-play 46. That's going to be grounded right back to Bird. He'll take his time, flip that over to first. That will retire the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Diamondbacks here in the top of the 4th. Still 1-0 Arizona as we get set for the bottom of the fourth. Bottom of the fourth, and we're back near the top of the Kansas City order. Here's Sanchez. Sanchez tonight popped out his first time up. 1-0 Arizona as we get set for the bottom of the fourth. Johnson will get the sign from Miller. He will set, and he will pitch. 10 is a ballpark check. 11 is wheelhouse for Sanchez. A 10, that's going to be a base hit for Sanchez. He will have a leadoff single here in the bottom of the fourth. The infield will move to double play depth. Beltran, now the batter. Beltran tonight is 0 for 1. He struck out his first time up. Johnson will get the sign from Miller once again, and he will pitch. 10 is a ballpark check. 35, uh-oh, that's in play. Beltran batting righty against the lefty Johnson. And a 62 just out of the supplemental strikeout range, so that'll be a fly ball into left field. Or into right field, I should say. Sanders will make the play there for out number 1. Sweeney, now the batter. Sweeney is 0 for 1 tonight. Johnson trying to get away from a leadoff single. He will get the sign from Miller, and he will pitch. 7 is a tough 89. That'll be grounded over to short. Picking that up is going to be Womack. Let's see if the Diamondbacks can turn the double play. That'll be a 7 or less on 2D6. Womack's got it. He'll put that over to Bell. That'll get Sanchez. Bell will turn, make the pivot over to Grace. That'll be in time, just barely by a couple of steps, but that will be a 6-4-3 inning-ending double play. Stadium groans. Ugh. The leadoff single comes to nothing for Kansas City. Still 1-0 Arizona after 4. Top of the 5th coming up, and we're back to the top of the Arizona order. Here's Womack tonight is 2 for 2. He's got 2 singles. 1-0 Arizona heading into the top of the 5th. Bird will get the sign from Ortiz. He will set, and he will pitch. 7 is a tough 99. That'll be lifted into right field. Making that catch on the run is going to be Dye, but he'll get there for out number 1. Here's Bell. Bell is 1 for 2 with a single tonight, but he's also hit into a double play. Thankfully for him, that's not a concern here. Bird will get the sign from Ortiz, and he will pitch. 7 is a tough 5. Swing and a miss by Bell. Strike 3. That will be out number 2. That is the 3rd strikeout of the night by Bird. Two down. Gonzalez, now the batter. Gonzalez has 2 walks tonight. He's not had an official at-bat yet tonight. Bird will get the sign from Ortiz. He will set, and he will pitch. 4 is a ballpark check. 66 is in play for Gonzalez. He'll have an official at-bat off of this one. A 48 is going to be lined right to short, putting up his glove in self-defense as Sanchez. The ball will slam into it, and that will retire the side here in the top of the 5th. 1, 2, 3 go the Diamondbacks in the top of the 5th. Still 1-0 Arizona as we move to the bottom half of the 5th inning. Bottom of the fifth coming up brings us to the middle of the Kansas City order. Here's Dye. Dye tonight is 0 for 1. He's struck out. 1-0 Arizona, bottom of the fifth. Johnson will get the sign from Miller, and he will pitch. 7 is a tough 31. Called strike 3 on Dye. That'll be a slider on the outside corner, strike 3. That's out number 1. Second strikeout of the night by Dye. Fifth by Johnson. 1 out in the inning, and Randa now the batter. Randa grounded to second his first time up. Johnson looking in at Miller for the sign. He will set, and he will pitch. 11 is a patient 42, and that's going to be a base hit for Randa. He will have a single. Infield set for double play depth. Quinn, now the batter. Quinn tonight he's got a double. Randa, not much of a threat to steal. He will stay put. Quinn, not really a good hit and run option either. Johnson will get the sign from Miller, and he will pitch. 6 is a tough 61. That'll be a strike 3 by Johnson because of the supplemental strikeout rule once again. 2 down in the inning. Because on a tough against a lefty, 61 is an out. 2 down in the inning, and the batter now is McCarty. McCarty tonight is 0 for 1. Johnson looking at Miller for the sign, and he will pitch. 5 is a tough 93. Fly it into left field. Coming under that one is going to be Gonzalez. He will make the catch, and that will retire the side. A 1-out single comes to nothing for Kansas City. Still 1-0 Arizona after 5. Top of the sixth coming up brings us to the middle of the Arizona order. Here's Grace. Grace is 1 for 2 with a single tonight. 1-0 Arizona, top of the sixth. Relatively fast-moving game tonight. Bird will get the sign from Ortiz. He will set, and he will pitch. 7 is a tough 54. That'll be a ground ball over to third. Picking that up is going to be Randa. He'll make the play over to first, across the horn, for out number 1. Here's Sanders. Sanders tonight is 0 for 2. Bird looking in at Ortiz for the sign, and he will pitch. 9 is an in-play 43. That's going to be a ground ball over to first. McCarty will actually grab that one. He'll wave off Bird coming over to cover the bag. 2 outs in the inning as McCarty will race Sanders over to the bag and get there easily. Two outs in the inning, and the batter now is Durazo. Durazo is 1 for 2 with a single. Bird will get the sign from Ortiz, and he will pitch. 6 is a patient 66, and against a righty, Durazo is going to get into that one. He'll have a 2-out double. Durazo now 2 for 3. Batter now is Finley with 2 outs. Finley's flown out twice tonight. Bird trying to get around a 2-out double. He will get the sign from Ortiz, and he will pitch. 11 is a wheelhouse 28, and against a righty, Finley's going to get into that one. That's going to be a double. Durazo will score. and it'll be 2-0 Arizona. Stadium groans. Ugh. 2-0 Arizona brings Miller to the plate. Miller tonight is 0 for 2. 2 outs here in the top of the 6th, 2-0 Arizona. Bird will get the sign from Ortiz, and he will pitch. 8 is an in-play 23, and the wheels are going to keep turning. That's going to be a base hit for Miller. Finley will score, and it is now 3-0 Arizona. Stadium groans. Ugh. Here's Counsell with 2 outs. Counsell is 0 for 2. We're going to get some activity in the Kansas City bullpen, as getting loose for the Royals is going to be... The Royals are going to get Corey Bailey warming up. Bird will get the sign from Ortiz. 2 outs here, top of the 6th, Arizona with a 3-0 lead. Bird will set, and he will pitch. 7 is a tough 2. Swing and a miss by Counsell. Strike 3. That will retire the side. But the Diamondbacks pick up a little breathing room here in the top of the 6th. 2 runs on 3 hits. 2 of them doubles. Arizona now out to a 3-0 lead as we get set for the bottom of the 6th. As David Cernaro now joins us here at Kaufmann Stadium. Likes payoff pitch better than strat. It always starts with the pitcher. Yeah, I think the more I'm playing payoff pitch, the more I'm realizing why payoff pitch and season ticket for my baseball sims are kind of my 1 and 1As, and it's honestly making me turn on strat a little bit, and some of that might be coming out of Advent of the Phoenix as well. But I'll talk a little bit more. I'll probably talk a little bit more about my baseball musings during Pinot with Phoenix at the end of the month. That will be a week from tomorrow in the evening. So stay tuned to the channel for that. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, by the way. Bottom of the 6th coming up, and we're looking at the bottom of the Kansas City order. Here's Ortiz. Ortiz had a sacrifice hit his first time up. And David, I will see you and anybody else who's stopping by in chat tonight at the top before the start of the 7th inning. Johnson will get the sign from Miller. He will set, and he will pitch. Snake Eyes is a wheelhouse 47. Fortunately, fortunately for Johnson, that's not anything on wheelhouse. That'll be grounded over to first. Grace will get that one. He'll wave off Johnson coming over to cover the bag. 1 out in the inning. Excuse me. Here's Fables. Fables is 0 for 2. Johnson will get the sign from Miller, and he will pitch. 3 is a patient 61, and Fables will have a base hit with 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. Good thing he didn't make an out with that, because that would have been a strikeout based on the supplemental strikeout rules. Double play depth for Fables, or for Arizona. Here's Sanchez. Sanchez has a single tonight. They're not going to have him lay down a bunt here. They actually need to start biting off runs in chunks. Johnson will get the sign from Miller, and he will pitch. 7 is a tough 21. Called strike 3 on Sanchez. 2 outs in the inning. Sanchez can't believe it. He doesn't like the call, but he is headed back to the dugout with out number 2 in his back pocket. That is the 7th strikeout of the night by Johnson. He had 372 of them in 2001. Batter now is Beltran. Beltran is 0 for 2 tonight. 2 outs here, bottom of the 6th, 3-0 Arizona. Johnson looking in at Miller for the sign, and he will pitch. 5 is a tough 64, and that's going to be a fly ball into right field. Getting under that one is Sanders. He'll make the catch, and that will retire the side. A 1-out single comes to nothing for Kansas City thanks to some masterful pitching by Johnson. 3-0 Arizona, though, after 6. Needed to wet my whistle there. Bird is going to come out of the game. The Royals are going to go to the bullpen. Coming in to pitch for Kansas City is going to be Corey Bailey. 1-1 with a 3.48 ERA. 67 and a third innings pitched. 57 hits, 3 homers, 33 walks, 61 strikeouts in 2001. The Royals are going to have him try to get through the top of the Arizona order. Here's Womack. Womack is 2 for 3 with 2 singles tonight. I'm just letting Digital Diamond get caught up here. 3-0 Arizona as we get set for the top of the 7th. Bailey will get the sign from Ortiz. He will set and he will pitch. 8 is a tough 91. That'll be grounded over to second. Grabbing that is going to be Fables. He will make the catch, or make the play, I should say, for out number 1. Here's Bell. Bell tonight is 1 for 3. Bailey looking in at Ortiz for the sign, and he will pitch. 9 is a tough 32. Called strike 3 on Bell. That'll be strike 3. Curveball catches the outside corner for out number 2. Two outs, and the batter now is Gonzalez. Gonzalez tonight is 0 for 1. He's got 2 walks, though. Bailey will get the sign from Ortiz. He will set, and he will pitch. 7 is a patient 98. He's not that patient against the righty. That's going to be lifted into right field. Back for that one is going to be Dye. He won't have to go too far for it, but he will make the catch and retire the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Diamondbacks here in the top of the 7th. We are at the 7th inning stretch. Sing Take Me Out to the Ball Game. I will take a small break. Don't forget, we will have Ultra Quick Baseball by Downey Games after tonight's game, along with a product unboxing after that's done. Our next game in the replay will be tomorrow. Probably tomorrow afternoon. We'll see how the schedule works out. We will be at Dodger Stadium in Los Angeles, California, as we continue our interleague play. We'll be taking our first look at the Los Angeles Dodgers on the board, as they will be hosting the AL West leading Texas Rangers as of now in the replay. Mike Judd will be going for the Rangers, and Darren Dreifert will be going for the Dodgers. That will be tomorrow's game on the board. Bottom of the 7th coming up as Johnson looks to be cruising here. He's got the middle of the Kansas City order to contend with now in the bottom of the 7th. Here's Sweeney. Sweeney tonight is 0 for 3. Or 0 for 2, I should say. Johnson will get the sign from Miller. He will set, and he will pitch. Snake Eyes is a wheelhouse 8, and well, that'll cut into the lead with a boom! High, deep, gone! Home run, Mike Sweeney. Three to 1 Arizona. Stadium cheers. Yay! Here's Dye. Dye struck out twice tonight. Johnson will get the sign from Miller. 3 to 1 Arizona, bottom of the 7th. Johnson will set, and he will pitch. 3 is a patient 53, and that's going to be a base hit for Dye as Dye gets on here with nobody out here in the bottom of the 7th. The infield will go to double play depth. Batter now is Randa. Randa tonight is 1 for 2 with a single. We're going to get some activity in the Arizona bullpen as getting loose for Arizona is going to be... The Diamondbacks are going to get Greg Swindell warming up in the bullpen. As all of a sudden the Diamondbacks are starting to feel a little bit shaky here in the bottom of the 7th. Randa representing the tying run already. Johnson will get the sign from Miller, and he will pitch. 6 is a tough 42, and that's going to be a base hit for Randa. That'll be a line drive into center field. They're not going to get cute. Everybody's going to move up a base. 3 straight hits for the Diamondbacks. Right, 6 is a tough 42. Yeah, that's a base hit. Just making sure of that. All of a sudden, that will bring the go-ahead run for the Royals to the plate in the form of Quinn. Quinn tonight is 1 for 2 with a double. A double could also potentially tie this game. Johnson looking in at Miller for the sign. Fans here at Kaufmann Stadium are on their feet. Johnson will set, and he will pitch. 4 is a patient 99. That's a fly ball into left field. Going after that is going to be Gonzalez. He will make the catch for out number 1, and Dye is not going to try to advance. One out in the inning. Batter now is McCarty. McCarty today is 0 for 2. Johnson trying to get out of trouble here in the bottom of the 7th. Johnson will get the sign from Miller, and he will pitch. 4 is a patient 45, and that is going to be a walk. That is going to have the bases full of Royals. Wow. Johnson can't believe the call didn't go his way on that one. But the bases are full of Royals. That will force the infield in. Batter now is Ortiz. There's no place to put Ortiz. Ortiz tonight is 0 for 1 with a sacrifice hit. They're going to let Johnson try to get out of this inning. Johnson will get the sign from Miller. He will set, and he will pitch. Fans here at Kaufmann Stadium are loud, by the way. 6 is a tough 4. That'll be a swing and a miss by Ortiz. Strike 3 for out number 2. Batter now is Fables. Fables tonight is 1 for 3 with a single. Diamondbacks still in a high-pressure situation. Fans here at Kaufmann Stadium still hoping for a big-time pitch, or big-time hit. Johnson will get the sign from Miller. Arizona Diamondbacks dugout waiting for the pitch. Johnson will kick, and he will pitch. 7 is a tough 84. That will be a ground ball over to short. Womack will grab that. He'll flip that over to second, take the sure out. That will retire the side. Stadium groans. Ugh. 1 run on 3 hits and a walk. A solo bomb by Mike Sweeney. Score is now 3-1 Arizona after 7. Royals leave them loaded and get nothing for it. Will that come back to haunt Kansas City as this game gets into its later stages? Great game here on Friday Night Baseball. Hopefully you guys are all enjoying it tonight. Top of the 8th, and we've got the middle of the Diamondbacks order. Here's Grace. Grace tonight is 1 for 3. As I.D. Jester now joins us here at Kaufmann Stadium, just in time for a little late game drama here. Bailey will get the sign from Ortiz, and he will pitch. 9 is a tough 39. That's just out of the range. That'll be popped up into foul territory. Going into foul territory will be McCarty. He'll make the play. That will be out number 1. Sanders, now the batter. Sanders is 0 for 3. Diamondbacks would love to get that run back, get a little insurance here. Bailey will get the sign from Ortiz, and he will pitch. Boxcars is a tough 19. Swing and a miss by Sanders. A pretty bad swing, too. That'll be strike 3 for out number 2. Durazo, now the batter. Durazo is 2 for 3 with a single and a double tonight. Bailey looking in at Ortiz for the sign. He will set, and he will pitch. 10 is a tough 49. Called strike 3 on Durazo. That will retire the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Diamondbacks here in the top of the 8th. Still 3-1 Arizona as we get set for the bottom of the 8th. The Diamondbacks are going to let Johnson start the bottom of the 8th. We'll see how long he lasts, though I suspect Arizona will have him on a pretty short leash here. Leading off the bottom of the 8th is Sanchez. Sanchez is 1 for 3. He's got a single tonight. 3-1 Arizona, bottom of the 8th. Johnson will get the sign from Miller. Swindell continuing to throw for the Diamondbacks. Johnson will set, and he will pitch. 3 is a patient 23, and against a righty, that'll be a leadoff base hit for Sanchez. Infield will go to double play depth. Batter now is Beltran, and the Diamondbacks are not going to take any more chances with Johnson tonight. They're going to go to the bullpen here. Playing another game of Sanctuary just to check it out again. How is that game, by the way? I know you kind of liked it in early impressions of that one. Coming in to pitch for Arizona now is going to be Greg Swindell trying to hold this game right where it is. 2-6 with a 4.53 ERA, 53 2/3 innings pitched, 51 hits, 12 homers, 8 walks, 42 strikeouts in 2001. Swindell's job is to stop this Royals rally before it starts. Swindell will get the sign from Ortiz. He will set, and he will pitch. 9 is an in-play 50. That'll be too high against the lefty. That'll be grounded over to first. Picking that up is going to be Grace. Let's see if they can turn the double play. That will be a 5 or less on 2d6. No, Grace will throw Sanchez out, but the relay from Womack won't come back in time. That'll be a fielder's choice. 1 out in the inning. Beltran will make it to first on the fielder's choice. Sweeney, now the batter. Sweeney got the Royals on the board with a solo bomb back in the 7th. Swindell will get the sign from Miller. He will set, and he will pitch. 7 is a tough 61, and that's going to be a fly ball into right field. Sanders will get under that one for Arizona, making the catch for out number 2. That'll bring Dye to the plate as the tying run. Dye is 1 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. Swindell looking in at Miller for the sign. 2 outs here, bottom of the 8th. Swindell will set, and he will pitch. 8 is a tough 55, and that's just barely going to be a base hit for Dye, but that will be a base hit. Line drive into center field. Beltran will go to third. And now the go-ahead run coming to the plate in the form of Randa. Randa tonight is 2 for 3 with 2 singles. Swindell will get the sign from Miller. Fans here at Kaufmann Stadium are loud, hoping Randa can put something up for the Royals. Swindell will set, and he will pitch. 6 is a tough 71, and that's going to be grounded over to second. Picking that up is going to be Bell. He will race Dye to the bag, get there just in time to retire the side. 2 hits with the Royals can't do anything with them. Still 3-1 Arizona after 8. Stadium groans. Ugh. Cool, different, and plays quickly. Good to know. It looks like it's Arc Nova, but faster. Top of the 9th coming up, and Finley now the batter for the Diamondbacks. Finley's 1 for 3 with a double. Arizona is going to go to the bullpen once. Is going to start getting somebody loose in the bullpen. They're going to get Byung-Hyun Kim warming up for the Diamondbacks. Are going to get Byung-Hyun Kim, their closer, warming up. I'm probably butchering the Oriental pronunciation there. I did take a year of Japanese in college, but that Japanese is... I'm trying to think if I took that my sophomore or my junior year in college. Anyway. Bailey, back to baseball. The Royals are going to get some activity in their bullpen as well, as getting loose for Kansas City is going to be... They're going to get Jason Grimsley warming up. Bailey will get the sign from Ortiz. He will set, and he will pitch. 6 is a patient 74. Not that patient against a righty. That'll be grounded over to short. Sanchez waiting there for it. He'll make the play for out number 1. Miller, now the batter. Miller tonight is 1 for 3. Bailey will look in at Ortiz for the sign. He will set, and he will pitch. 11 is going to be a tough 76, and that'll be a fly ball into center field. Beltran getting under that for Kansas City. He'll make the catch for out number 2. Counsell, now the batter. Counsell tonight is 0 for 3. Bailey looking at Ortiz for the sign. He will set, and he will pitch. 8 is a tough 47, and that'll be a base hit for Counsell. He will extend the inning with a single. Representing a huge insurance run for the Diamondbacks. That'll bring Womack to the plate, though. Womack is 2 for 4 with 2 singles tonight. Bailey looking into Ortiz for the sign. 2 outs here in the top of the 9th. 3-1 Arizona. Bailey will set, and he will pitch. 8 is a tough... We've got a tough, rare play with men on. So now I've got to go fishing out my runners on base tough, rare plays. There's some of them. Now where's the rest? Ah, here we go. Let's see, 84. Pitcher feels something pop while delivering a pitch, but completes this at-bat, eventually walking the batter. Remove pitcher from the game and check pitcher for injury. I don't do injuries until the playoffs, but we will have Bailey get pulled from the game. So Womack will be on with a 2-out walk. Batter will be Bell. Bell tonight is 1 for 4, but that will be it for Bailey. Coming in to pitch for Kansas City will be Jason Grimsley. 80 and a third innings, 1 and 5 with a 3.02 ERA. 80 and a third innings pitched, 71 hits, 8 homers, 28 walks, 61 strikeouts in 2001. We'll let him get some warm-up tosses in while we get Digital Diamond caught up. And I'm going to take a quick drink while we let Grimsley get some more warm-up tosses in. Nice to see I didn't make too much of a mess of his name. I'll get some more. I'll get at least one more rep with it in the bottom of the 9th, most likely. Anyway, Grimsley's job is to stop this rally right here. Grimsley will get the sign from Ortiz. He will set, and he will pitch. 9 is a ballpark check. 29, that does not sound like it's going to stop the rally because that's a wheelhouse. A 15 most definitely is not going to stop this rally. In fact, that's going to probably be the death blow for Kansas City, and it'll come with a boom! High, deep, gone! Home run, J. Bell. Not at all what Kaufmann Stadium had in mind tonight. 6-1 Diamondbacks. Stadium groans. Ugh. That'll bring up Gonzalez. Gonzalez tonight is 0 for 2 with 2 walks. Well, I think that'll take care of any hope of 9th inning magic Kansas City had. Those are 3 huge runs. Grimsley will get the sign from Ortiz, and he will pitch. 10 is a patient 46, and against a righty, Gonzalez is going to pour it on. He's going to have a double. Batter now is Grace. Grace is 1 for 4. We're going to get some more activity in the Kansas City bullpen as Grimsley does not look like he has it tonight. Starting to get loose for Kansas City is going to be Doug Henry. Grimsley will get the sign from Ortiz. Fans here at Kaufmann Stadium have just watched everything fall apart here in the top of the 9th. Grimsley will set, and he will pitch. 10 is a patient 95. Fortunately, Grace isn't that patient. That'll be a fly ball into right field. Getting under that is going to be Dye. He will make the catch, and that will finally retire the side. All with 2 outs, 3 runs on 3 hits and a walk. A 3-run bomb by Jay Bell. It is now 6-1 Arizona as we get set for the bottom of the 9th, where we have the age-old question to answer of, will we see some 9th inning magic? Well, we'll see if the Royals get this back into being a safe situation. We will get some rep with Byung-Hyun Kim. Helps to enunciate it, too, probably. Leading off the bottom of the 9th is Quinn. Quinn tonight is 1 for 3 with a double. Fans here at Kaufmann Stadium can't believe it. They were hoping they were going to look for some 9th inning magic here in the bottom of the 9th before a 3-run bomb by Jay Bell. Swindell looking into Miller for the sign, and he will pitch. 8 is a tough 71. That's going to be a ground ball over to second. Bell will get to that one after being the hero of the top of the 9th. He'll make the throw over to first for out number 1. Here's McCarty. McCarty tonight is 0 for 3. Swindell looking in at Miller for the sign. 6-1 Arizona, bottom of the 9th. Royals hoping for a miracle. Swindell will set, and he will pitch. 4 is a wheelhouse 40, and, that's actually, Swindell's a lefty, so that's actually going to be grounded right back to Swindell. He will flip that over to first, 2 outs in the inning. If Swindell would have been a righty, this would have been 6-2 Kansas City. But as it is, there are 2 outs in the inning, and the last chance for the Royals. Do they have another catcher? Because I don't think the Royals want this to come down to Hector Ortiz. And it's not going to. Ortiz is going to come out of the game, coming in to pitch and take over at catcher if we see some 9th inning magic. Is going to be A.J. Hinch. 1 homer, 1 walk against left-handed pitching in 2001. Everything for the Royals tonight comes down to Hinch. Swindell trying to end this game right here. Swindell will get the sign from Miller. Fans here at Kaufmann Stadium hoping Hinch can extend it. Swindell will set, and he will pitch. 8 is a tough 56. Fly ball into right field. Sanders getting under that one for Arizona. He'll take a couple steps to his right, put out his glove, blop, and the ball falls into it. That's your game. The Arizona Diamondbacks defeat the Kansas City Royals by a final score of 6-1. Stadium groans. Ugh. Final line score coming up. For the Diamondbacks, 6 runs on 11 hits and no errors. For the Royals, 1 run on 9 hits and no errors. Winning pitcher tonight is going to be Randy Johnson. He improves to 2-0 on the board. Paul Bird will end up with the loss, and Greg Swindell will actually get a 6-out save. Of course, regulars on the channel know by now that we are not done yet because we still have Ultra Quick Baseball to get to by Downey Games. So, bear with me while I do a little bit of cleanup, and we will see to that here in a little bit. And as I mentioned, once we get done with Ultra Quick Baseball, we also will have a very small product unboxing tonight. So stay tuned for that if you would kindly. It is now time to see how the rest of the majors fared, and to help us out with that, we've got Ultra Quick Baseball by Downey Games, along with the clutch chart from Fast Score to help us out with that. The Diamondbacks come into Kansas City and slap the Royals around by a final score of 6-1. Let's see how the rest of the majors fared. We've got interleague play on June 8th. The Expos are in Baltimore to play the Orioles, and they're both L's. Montreal rolls a 43, that is 3. Baltimore rolls a 31, that is also 3. They will go to extras. Montreal rolls a 3 plus 0. Baltimore rolls a 4 plus 1 is 5. That's a win for the Orioles in extras. Phillies at the Red Sox. Philadelphia, Q54 is 5. Boston, S63 is 8. That'll be a win for the Bo Sox. Cubs and the White Sox in a crosstown series. Cubs, Q63 is 7. White Sox, T65, that is 9. And the White Sox get the win in the crosstown series. Reds and the Indians. Cincinnati, N11 is 0. Cleveland, S32 is 4. That's a win for the Tribe. Cardinals and the Rockies. St. Louis, N14 is 2. Colorado, W23 is 4. The Rockies will double up the Redbirds. Brewers and the Tigers. Brewers, M11 is 0. Tigers, N23 is 3, and the Tigers can hold their liquor over the Brewers. Angels and the Dodgers. Angels, P63 is 7. Dodgers, Q44 is 5. That's a win for the Halos. Pirates and the Twins. Pittsburgh, O64 is 7. Minnesota, P33, that is 4. That's a win for the Pirates. Braves and the Yankees. Atlanta, Q61 is 7. Yankees, U15 is 4. That's a win for the Bravos. Giants and the Athletics. San Francisco, T31 is 4. Oakland, U24 is also 4. They will go to extras. Frisco rolls a 2, plus 2 is 4. Oakland rolls a 3, minus 1 is 2. That'll be a win for the Giants in extras. Padres and the Mariners. San Diego, U31 is 4. Seattle, T64, that is 9. The Mariners will beat up on the Friars. Mets and the Devil Rays. Mets, I-12 is 1. Devil Rays, P24 is 3. That'll be a win for Tampa Bay. Astros and the Rangers. Houston, M36 is 3. Texas, T66 is 10. The Rangers will beat up on the Astros. Marlins and the Blue Jays. Florida, P45 is 5. Toronto, Q53, that is also 5. They will go to extras. Florida rolls a 5, minus 4 is 1. Toronto rolls a 4, plus 0. That'll be a win for the Blue Jays in extras. June 9th, Expos and the Orioles, still both L's. Montreal rolls a 15, that is 2. Baltimore rolls a 56, that is 4. The Brown Birds will double up the Spos. Phillies and the Red Sox. Philadelphia, Q42 is 5. Boston, S63, that is 8. Another win for the Bo Sox. Cubs and the White Sox continuing their crosstown rivalry. Cubs, Q41 is 5. White Sox, T35, that is also 5. They will have extras. Cubs roll a 2, minus 2 is 0. White Sox roll a 5, plus 1 is 6. The White Sox will get that one in extras. Reds and the Indians. Cincinnati, N21 is 2. Cleveland, S25 is 4. The Tribe will double up the Reds. Cardinals and the Rockies. St. Louis, N25 is 3. Colorado, W42 is 6. And the Cardinals continue to be allergic to high altitude. Brewers and the Tigers. Brewers, M46 is a big game for Milwaukee. Actually, M65 they are, is 7. Detroit, N46 is 4. The beer makers will get the Tigers drunk and have their way with them. Diamondbacks and the Royals. Arizona, N51 is 4. Kansas City, R46 is 5. That'll be a win for Kansas City. Angels at the Dodgers. Anaheim, P33 is 4. Dodgers, Q45 is 5. That'll be a win for the Blue Bombers. Pirates and the Twins. Pirates, O16 is 2. Twins, P56, that is 6. That'll be a win for the Twins. Braves and the Yankees. Atlanta, Q66 is 9. Yankees, U16 is 4. That'll be another win for the Braves. Giants and the Athletics. Giants, T22 is 4. Oakland, U64 is 9. That'll be a win for Oakland. Padres and the Mariners. San Diego, U21 is 4. Seattle, T53 is 7. That'll be a win for the Mariners. Mets and the Devil Rays. Mets, I-25 is 2. Devil Rays, P15, that is 3. That's a win for Tampa Bay. Astros and the Rangers. Houston, M66 is 8. Texas, T35 is 5. That'll be a win for the Astros. Marlins and the Blue Jays. Florida, P34 is 4. Toronto, Q25 is 3. That's a win for the Fishies. June 10th, Expos and the Orioles, both L's. Montreal rolls a 34. That is 3. Baltimore rolls a 51. That is also 3. They will have extras. Montreal rolls a 5 plus 0. Baltimore rolls a 2 plus 1 for 3. Montreal gets that one in extras. Phillies and the Red Sox. Phillies, Q36 is 4. Boston, S23. That's a big game for Boston. 11 sends them all the way to column A. Ouch. 32 is 1. That'll be a win for the Phillies. Cubs and the White Sox. Cubs, Q34 is a big game for the Cubs. 66 minus 5 columns. Rolling on column L are the Cubs. 25 is 3. White Sox, T33 is 4. The White Sox sweep the Crosstown Series. Reds and the Indians. Cincinnati, N21 is 2. Cleveland, S55 is 7. Cleveland will beat up on Cincinnati. Cardinals and the Rockies. St. Louis might actually get one at high altitude. N64 is 7. Colorado, W51 is also 7. They will go to extras. St. Louis rolls a 1. Minus 2 is negative 1. Colorado rolls a 3. Minus 4 is negative 1. And some terrible rolling. And because of home field, Colorado gets that game in extras, and St. Louis will probably be happy to flee to lower altitudes. Brewers and the Tigers. Milwaukee, M35 is 3. Detroit, N25 is also 3. They will go to extras. Milwaukee rolls a 6. Minus 3 is 3. Detroit rolls a 5. Plus 2 is 7. Detroit will take that one in extras. Diamondbacks and the Royals. Arizona, N41 is 4. Kansas City, R52 is 6. That'll be a win for Kansas City. Angels and the Dodgers. Angels, P43 is 4. Dodgers, Q53 is 5. That'll be a win for Los Angeles. Pirates and the Twins. Pittsburgh, O26 is 3. Minnesota, P53 is 5. That'll be a win for the Twins. Braves and the Yankees. Braves, Q44 is 5. Yankees, U65 is going to be a lot more than 5. That's 9. That's a win for the Bronx Bombers. Giants and the Athletics. San Francisco, T32 is 4. Oakland, U53 is 7. That'll be a win for Oakland. Padres and the Mariners. San Diego, U52 is 7. Seattle, T43 is 5. That'll be a win. The Friars will pray up that win. Mets and the Devil Rays. Mets, I-25 is 2. Tampa Bay, P43 is 4. The Devil Rays will double up the Mets. Astros and the Rangers. Houston, M41 is 3. Texas, T46 is 6. That'll be a win for the Rangers. Marlins and the Blue Jays. Florida, P42 is 4. Toronto, Q26, that is 3. The Fishies will get by the Bluebirds. On to June 11th. Rangers and the Dodgers. We will have them tomorrow. Texas, T53 is 7. Dodgers, K45 is 3. That'll be a win for the Rangers. Braves and the Blue Jays. Atlanta, O44 is 4. Toronto, S21 is 3. That'll be a win for the Bravos. That is your Ultra Quick Baseball by Downey Games. If your team won tonight, congratulations. If they didn't, there's always tomorrow. Before we sign off, we've got a very small product unboxing of something that just came in today from Noble Knight Games. So let's crack this open and we'll see what we've got in here. I'm actually going to zoom the camera back out here. So let's see what we've got in here. Actually, I didn't even need the knife for this one. Well, I might when we start to crack this thing open, but what we've got in here, I'm just getting the box out of the way, is we've got a playmat here for Marvel United, the Multiverse playmat, and let's go ahead and get this thing open. Actually, no, I don't need the knife. Well, I think I spoke too soon on not needing the knife. There we go. Okay, I'm liking the look of this. So here's the playmat that I've got for Marvel United. I'm going to back the camera up just a bit so we can capture it in shot. So it looks like this is, I think this is the solo side if I remember correctly. And then over here, we've got what the normal game looks like. So actually, this looks pretty cool. This looks like something I'm probably going to use for Marvel United. If we tip the camera down, we can see there's a little bit of overhang on here, but the reason there's a little bit of overhang on here is because I've got everything for baseball all the way up here. So by the time we bring by the time this gets out of the way, and I need this to sit on the board, or to sit on the table, this will sit just fine on the table. There's not going to be any overhang that I'm worried about down here whatsoever. So everything will be good there. This actually looks pretty cool. I will probably be using this when I get Marvel United on the channel sometime in the future. Anyway, that will do it for for tonight's block. We've got a busy day coming up on the channel tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, Mystical Munchies will be continuing out of the official Frozen Cookbook as we're making the new side. Shove some chocolate in my face, marzipan truffles. Tomorrow afternoon, we'll be wrapping the winter campaign in Arkham Horror, the card game. We'll also have the next block in the Payoff Pitch Baseball season replay for 2001. We'll be at Dodger Stadium as the Los Angeles Dodgers will be hosting the Texas Rangers. Mike Judd up for the Rangers, Darren Dreifert for the Dodgers. Sunday morning, we are going to be playing second season pro football by Play Games, and I do have a little bit I want to say about that, but I'll save that for wrapping the winter campaign tomorrow, explaining why I'm going to football next. Wednesday, we will be continuing the Payoff Pitch Baseball season replay for 2001. More on that during Monday's 7th inning stretch. Thank you for watching the video. Please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to turn on notifications so you get my content. Be well, stay safe, take care of yourselves and your loved ones, and I'll be back with more videos in the future. Until then, take care, everyone. The Arizona Diamondbacks come into Kaufmann Stadium and beat up on the Kansas City Royals by a final score of 6-1. Once again, take care, and I will see you guys tomorrow.